Hello, everyone. Welcome to Untangled, episode 16. We made it. Let me just adjust. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello. Always just checking to let me know if the time. I want to talk about time. It's so wonky. If the sound is good. How is the sound? Yay. Okay. How are you guys? Hello, everyone. It's really good to be here with you guys for another Untangled episode. I'm happy to be here. I feel energized, rested, ready to share whatever wants to come through today. Hello. Give it a minute or two. I'll share some updates while we're just waiting for people to join. Waiting on your book to arrive. Okay, yay, patience. The paperback is available in a couple of days. So if you ordered the Divine Design, my book, and it's telling you that you have got weeks to wait if you ordered the hardback, you can go in and order the paperback. It will come in a couple of days. So definitely go back in and get that paperback if you don't want to wait. So a couple of things. One, I will be doing a in-person book signing on September 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Santa Monica, California. And the information is on my website. It's on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page. And we're going to be signing books at the Mystic Journey bookstore. So if you're in California and you have the ability to come, I'd love to meet you in person, sign your book, and say hello to you. Thank you for all of your support. The second thing is that my 3-day seminar in Sedona is confirmed, and it's going to be November 4th, 5th, 6th. It's the very first 3-day seminar that I've ever done, in person and virtual. So you'll be able to buy virtual tickets if you can't make it live. There is limited seating. There's only 80 seats. So that's going to go up on Monday. So you can find all the information on my website on Monday about that 3-day seminar in Sedona. It's in Sedona, Arizona. I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to be super powerful. And again, all the information will be out on Monday, whatever day Monday is. What day is Monday? Let me look. Monday, the 29th. Wow, I can't believe we're already at the end of August. Holy cow. Geez Louise. And of course, if you are interested in purchasing the Divine Design, it's available all over the world, online, most online bookstores. So, yeah, I think that's it. Also, I have an online Patreon community. Rarely talk about it, but it's a really powerful place where I show up 5 times a month. I do Q&As. I give away free sessions with myself. I do group coaching sessions. I do channeled messages where I bring in information from higher dimensional consciousnesses, and I do a guided meditation. It's a really beautiful way to get more support, and to meet people that are like-minded like you and on the same path as you all over the world. We have a private online forum as well. So if you're looking to just connect to more like-minded people throughout the month, if you're looking to connect weekly with myself to have more guidance or just feel into the energies of who you are and what you're going through, deeper remembrance on a weekly basis, join our community. The link is down below. It's called Evolve. It's really powerful. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Let's just start talking. I wish we were all sitting together. We could all talk together, in a big circle, fireside chat. Hi, Paula. Um, So one of the things that I've been going through this past week. So if you're not familiar with Untangled, I basically just share what I've been going through the past week. One of the things I've been going through is not brushing my hair at all. Ever since I've been going to Florida every couple of weeks, I've legitimately stopped brushing my hair. I'm other than like doing my hair for like a live event that I have to do, online. I don't brush my hair anymore. It's very liberating. Um, Anywho, that is not what I wanted to share. Um, One of the biggest takeaways this past week that I want to talk about, I've talked about it a couple of times on my Patreon. I've talked about it on Instagram Live, and I want to share about it again. My girlfriend brought it up today. Dear friend of mine, Brandy, she brought it up again this morning. So I feel like it's really important, and I feel like we talk about it a lot, but let's talk about it again, especially with what's going on in the world outside and what's going on in our internal worlds. So, this is about rest and the power and importance. I don't know if there's anything more important right now than rest. And one of the reasons that rest is so crucial for us, and most of you are probably going to be like, "Girl, I've been resting more than I ever have in my entire life." There's a reason for that. There's a reason that we have been resting, pausing, slowing down. One of the reasons for the exhaustion, the slowing down, the pauses, the laying in bed longer, the sleeping longer, or maybe not able to sleep at all, but just laying in bed more, is the amount of energy that is, or light that is moving into and through your body right now. Unbeknownst to us, there is more light and energy on the planet than ever before. And so your bodies are absorbing that energy. And when your body absorbs that energy, even though we've been doing this for quite some time, it still can be overwhelming for the physical body. What happens when too much light, I don't know if there's anything, I don't think there's such a thing as too much light, but when there's a huge amount of light, influx of light in the body, it can override your system. Okay. And overriding your system can feel like you can't think, you've got a foggy brain, you're irritable, you're frustrated, you're stressed out, you have angst, um, there's stress in the body, right? Overwhelmed. Did I say overwhelmed? You're not able to sort of function in the same way that you're used to functioning. Things just start to shut down and slow down in the body because the physical body needs you to stop. It literally needs you to stop. So it's asking you to stop by shutting the body down. What do? We fight against it, right? And we argue against it. We judge it. Most of us in many cultures and in many countries, we have been programmed to stay very, very busy, very active, right? In fact, the more busy and active we are, the more productive, the more successful. We had a productive day. I got so much done. I did so much today. I checked all these things off on my list. Well, if you're anything like me, what you may start to notice is that life is going to start to slow way down. One of the things that I've noticed that I have been doing my best to not judge myself on, and it's very difficult because this is a deep program, is doing less and less. And from an energetic perspective, it makes sense. Okay. We are not designed to be super active all day long humans. We're designed to be more of a flow state, which means that we are taking action throughout our day. We are moving throughout our day. We are doing and being throughout our day, but it isn't a go, 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 where the adrenaline is rushing and your nervous system is freaking out and it doesn't know how to regulate itself, right? It's on hyper red and it's just like it's on survival. We're designed to be like, bring that red all the way down to green and just slow down. So it's not that you stop living life, quite the opposite. You are now experiencing and living life from a very different lens. It's more of a calm, a centered, it's a slowing down. So what's happening to me, what I'm noticing in my life is how can I create and continue to create, meaning put information out, show up, but from a state of less doing, less like go, 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 and more it's almost like I'm condensing my energy inward. So I'm pulling my energy in more and more as opposed to letting it leak out. And the more I'm pulling my energy in and like keeping the energy for myself, the more potent or powerful the creation is that I do put out, right? So if you have a really busy life, right, and you're always on the go, start to pay attention to what's actually physically happening in your body. Start to pay attention to what you are trying to push aside, what you're trying to ignore in order to do what you have to do throughout your day, right? It's not that you want to make it wrong, or bad. You just want to pay attention to it. You want to start to focus on it and to feel it. Also pay attention if you are someone that is slowing down so much that you're judging that you're not productive, that you're not doing anything, that there's something wrong with you. We have forgotten that this is an energetic shift while we are simultaneously experiencing a very physical reality. But this idea of rest right now is so crucial because the moment that we can just allow ourselves, if you have the ability to allow yourself to just rest, whatever that looks like, your body can refill. It fuels back up. We've been on a We've been the human collective since 2020, March of 2020, maybe February of 2020. We have been on a heightened state of survival. We've been tight, restrictive, in fight mode, right? Fight or flight. We've had more fear in our bodies than ever before. We have more angst in our bodies than ever before. We have more confusion, frustration, anger, rage, resentment. All of these emotions are coming up. And for many of us, they're not necessarily going away. Right? This is the body's way of being able to clear out what no longer serves, what no longer needs to be in the physical body. So there's all of these emotional states that are being processed through your physical body, right? So what's happening at this, year 3 of this perpetual state of, heightened tension is that we're exhausted. We're freaking exhausted. Right? We can't keep going at this high level. We got to slow down. And whether you want to um, accept what it means to start moving into higher states of consciousness, one of the things that will happen is that you will start to slow down in your life. You'll start to do less. You'll start noticing yourself naturally starting to do less, and you'll notice yourself judging yourself. You'll notice yourself questioning whether you can still make money if you slow down, whether you can still have friends if you slow down, whether you can still be in certain relationships if you slow down. But if you remember that this is an energetic game you're in, this is an energetic game and it is your body that is going through this. You are just a consciousness experiencing it all. And you've got multiple lenses that you're using. You've got an egoic lens. You got the observer lens, which is the higher self. You got the spirit lens, which is your consciousness. There are 3 lenses. And then you've got a lens of no lens, right? Which, you know, is the unified field of source, but, what's the point of that when you're in a human experience, in my opinion? But you've got these 3 lenses that you're starting to learn how to juggle with so that you don't stay stuck in this idea that if you need rest or if you need to slow down or if you need to let go of friendships or if you need to walk away from something, there's something wrong with you. All right, you're like, "Oh, my body is telling me something. My body is asking me to let this go. My body is asking me to slow down." When I feel like I can no longer think, like I can't process a sentence, um, when I first started feeling this sort of exhaustion, it freaked me out because the type of exhaustion that I'm feeling now is very different than any exhaustion that I've ever felt in my life. This type of exhaustion that I'm feeling now it literally takes over me and I don't have a choice, right? It stops me. I can't function. And it's physically takes over, like my whole body physically stops. And like I can barely move. It's like if you do not lay down right now, it's like it forces me, right? Because we are programmed to fight through tiredness. We're programmed to get up and do it anyway, right? We're programmed to push through. But this program needs to stop, in my opinion. This program of fighting through tiredness, of forcing yourself to do something even if the body says no, it's a deep program. Does that create success? Sure. Is there a deeper level of success waiting for you beyond the forcing yourself to do something? Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. Are we learning how to be in new ways? Yeah, we're learning how to step out of old, heavy, dense ways of being. And we haven't done this before, so we don't realize that, hey, if we stop playing in this perpetual push, force, exhaustion state where I create success, financial abundance, you know, what if there's a different way of doing it that's going to create more success, more abundance, more ease and grace in my life? But because I've never done it before, and most humans haven't done it before, most humans haven't done it before because most humans haven't moved into these higher states of awareness yet. They just haven't. We are we're in deep programmed states. So it's very difficult to move into new states of being. It's very difficult, especially if you're extremely successful and life is going really well for you. It's not going to be easy to move out of that state of being. Why? Why would you if everything's going well? If you've got a multi-million dollar company you're running, why would you move out of what works? You see? So many of us are going to stay in these uh, deeply programmed states of being. It's fine. It is what it is. But a lot of us are going to be forced, kicked, pushed, and asked by ourselves to step out of what has worked for so many humans. And then it looks like you're doing something so different that nobody else is doing that there's no way it's going to work and you're going to fail. So use the lens of, wait a second, this is just a new way of being in on the world on the planet. What I've noticed in just this past week, okay, since I've launched my book, The Divine Design, just this past week. I mean, it's been happening for months, but just this past week, I had such a extreme sense of overwhelm when I launched it on Tuesday. I thought I was gonna have a nervous breakdown because I didn't know if I could do anything. I don't know what happened energetically, okay, when I released the book, but it was like overwhelm, "Holy shit, I can't do anything. I'm not gonna be able to do my life. I'm not gonna be able to create. I'm not gonna be able to show up." That's energetically how I felt. And I wanted to fight through it so that I could continue to create, to continue to show up, to continue to do what I needed to do to promote the book and do whatever I needed to do for my business. So for 4 days, I was fighting against the absolute exhaustion of, "We need you to stop and rest." And I was like, "I can't stop and rest. I just put the book out." But everything in me was like, "I can't function. I can't think. I can't even outline something." It was like I was freaking out. The moment I said, "The world is gonna keep going. You're gonna be fine, Lorie. Go lay down." And then I slept for 24 straight hours, almost, and woke up the next day. And I know most of you can't do that, and I understand that I have, a life that a lot of us don't have, um, but I was able to sleep for almost 24 hours. When I woke up, I was back to an aligned, calm state. I could function, I could think, I could feel, I could process, I could outline, I could live, I could function. And it's been that way since Sunday. And so I'm very careful right now how much energy I am putting out. How much energy I put out with to friends, how much energy I put out to strangers, how much energy I'm putting out when I do emails, how much energy I'm putting out when I show up. I'm balancing how much energy I'm putting out right now. Pay attention to how much energy it takes for you to do something. It's an output of energy. Imagine that it's like a gas tank, okay? And as you're going about your day, can you gauge how much gas is leaving your system as you are navigating with people? Is there somebody in your life that drains your gas tank? Pay attention. Every single interaction is an energetic exchange. You are exchanging energy, right? And what I've noticed this past week since I allowed myself to literally lay in bed for 24 straight hours is the outline for my seminar, 3-day seminar came. An event I'm gonna do this Sunday came. Everything feels easy, I can do it, right? Nothing's creating anxiety for me. There's an ease and a flow that I have stepped into. I didn't ask for it. I didn't try to create it or force it. I just laid down for 24 hours. I rested. That's it. That's all I did. And from that state of rest, there is a creation that comes from within me that I can now put out into the world that's going to create more, that's going to allow me to serve. This is the energetic game that we are learning how to play. We've got to start to remember that this is an energetic game. This is not a physical game. And everything is about programming. Everything is about programs. And what program are you playing in? And does your body want to play in that program? Is it possible for you to find moments in your day where you rest? And why not? And if you are forcing and pushing yourself through things, why? Whose program is that? Remember, all of us right now, all of you that are here listening to this, you're designed to start to live differently. You're going to start living differently. And the more of us that start living differently outside of these old programs, meaning there's a way to create abundance, ease, joy, peace, excitement in your life by not pushing and forcing and efforting and exhausting yourself. All of those ways that we've been taught, they work. That's why they're so successful. But when you start moving into higher states of consciousness, they don't make sense. Um, these highly successful trainings and ways that we've been told to be successful and to work and to effort and to stride in life and all these things, you're gonna start to notice that your body's gonna say, "I don't like those ways," and you're gonna say, "But that's the successful way. That's what everyone's doing. That's what I heard from this person and that person," and your body's like, "Yeah, but I need you to do the opposite." And then you're gonna have this battle between you, your ego, and what everyone out there is doing and what your body's asking you. And your body is more intelligent than you understand. Your body knows what's going on. You, the ego, you have no idea. You have no idea what's going on. You think you know what's going on. You don't. You're in a deep state of amnesia. The ego is in a deep state of amnesia. The ego believes that this is all a physical reality and that you are what you're experiencing. The ego believes that what happened in the past is going to happen now, and it's sure the heck going to happen in the future. The body's like, bitch, chill out, zip your mouth, sit down. I got a lot of integration of light to do. Can you stop? That's the body. The body is a divine design. It is designed to move you, consciousness, through an evolutionary process. But what do? We, the ego lens, says, nope, you body have no idea what you're talking about. I'm smarter than you. I'm in control of you. And I'm going to show you how we do this. That's the ego. I'm going to show you the control. I'm going to show you mind over matter, right? You're trying to tell your mind what your body wants. One of the most amazing things that I learned when I was swimming in Florida that blew my mind, blew my mind, especially because I freaking study this all day long, was how literally, physically, the body's good. It's the mind that tells us, it's the thoughts that tell us that the body isn't good, right? It's the thoughts that say, you can't do this, you're going to die. It's all about the thoughts, and the thoughts are programming. The thoughts are deep, deep programming. And we are here to literally step out. Think of programs as like little boxes, okay? A program is that you have to effort really hard to have success. A program is that you have to have all of this education in order to dot, dot, dot. A program is that you have to show up a certain way in order to be seen and loved and heard in the world. A program is that you have to, in order to be productive, you've got to make sure that you're doing all of these things throughout the day. In order to be a good mom, you have to do this, 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 this. In order to be a good parent, you have to do, these are all deep programs. They're ways in which we have been taught to be as a human. And so we follow them because everybody else is following them. And it just makes sense. Everybody else is doing it and they're showing us how to do it and they're doing it correctly. But what happens when your body starts to move into higher states of consciousness and the energy is more powerful than the actual programming that you've been in? And now you have to stop. Now you have to start to slow down. In order to actually freaking survive and process and think, you have to stop. And now you have to let go of things. And now you are feeling unmotivated. Now you are feeling blah. Now you're feeling bored. Now all these things you're feeling and you're like, what is wrong with me? Holy shit, wait a second. Nobody else is feeling these things. Everybody else is continuing to go up the escalator and seems to be doing just fine. What the heck's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You are consciously aware of and waking up into the remembrance that your body is shifting you, consciousness, into higher states of being. And when you do that, it is pulling you out of deep states of programming, which has kept you in this illusion, like this robotic soldier. It's like you do this, you do this, you do this. And then what happens when you start to pull yourself out of these programs is you realize, holy shit, it's designed to be easy. I created the outline for my seminar, my 3-day seminar in 2 hours yesterday. I just sat down. I was like, boom, boom, boom. Here it is. Here it is. Flow, 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 flow. Ease and grace. Done. My graphic designer dude's going to create the graphic. Why was I able to do that? Because I rested so deeply that my body was in a state of ease and flow, and it could now show me what was next. And then I could create from a state of ease. And then it was like, oh my God, things are designed to be easy for us. Things are designed to be in flow. But everyone's life is different. Your life is very different than my life. I get that. I know that there's people right now that's like, yeah, but you don't have this and you don't have yes, 1000%. My dearest friend has a 5-year-old. So when I say, hey, I've been resting, maybe you should rest. She's like, yeah, I can't rest. I have a 5-year-old. Totally get it. Right. So she takes baths when she can. She rests when she can. I understand. I'm not an idiot. I understand that there are a bazillion ways that humans are living right now. But what I do know is that we are designed to live in a state of being that is going to blow everyone's minds when they start trusting it. When they stop letting go of the old programs. It has to be this way. I have to do it like this. I have to do it like this. I have no choice. I have no choice. Poor me, I'm a victim. I get it. I live in that state as well sometimes. But if you're ignoring what your body needs, you're ignoring the greatest gifts that you're giving yourself right now. Because your body is trying to lead you into the higher states. Your mind isn't going to lead you into the higher states. Your body is. Your body's going to lead you into the higher states. Think about what happens when you become embodied. Why is embodiment so important? Because that's the only place where you can feel. That's the only place that you can experience this reality is in the body. Otherwise, you are halfway in, halfway out, and you're in a zombified state of being, and you're just kind of going about your day in this very robotic, unconscious state. It's like when you get in a car and you start driving somewhere and you don't even know how you got there. Like, wait, what, huh? Because you just like robotically live your life and you're not even aware of the life that you're living. So paying attention right now to what the physical body is asking of you. It's very, very important, right? Not everybody's going to have this feeling of needing to rest. Lots of people have tons of energy and they're just like the Energizer bunny, go, 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 which is fine. There's no absolute way of doing this, but all I can do is share what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing. Um, that's it. That's the only reason I'm here. What am I going through? What am I experiencing? How am I navigating it? What does it look like to me? Right? And not pretending that I literally had a freaking breakdown and like couldn't function. And then what happened when I did have the breakdown and I couldn't function? I slept for 12 hours or 24 hours. And then what happened? I woke up, felt like a brand new person, and I started creating. I had anxiety and stress and worry and survival, and then I gave myself over to my bed for 24 hours. Did I say to myself, "Oh my god, this is gonna last forever?" No. Why? Because I know that everything moves. One of the greatest hacks of being human is that nothing is permanent and nothing is stagnant, nothing sticks, nothing stays. You start practicing that all day long, your whole life changes. Everything changes when you remember that. It's a remembrance. It's not a maybe. It's not a, I don't know about that, Lorie. No, no, no. It's an absolute. Why? Because everything's energy. So what does that mean? It means everything is in movement. Energy is only ever moving. The only reason energy gets stuck is because we don't experience it. What I mean by that is if you have a very traumatic experience in your life and it creates emotions moving through your body, and emotion is just an energy, and you don't feel it, then the emotion, which is energy that's moving through your body, stops. It gets stuck. Feeling is how you move. Feeling is movement. That's why feeling is the most important thing that we can do all day long. Feeling keeps you in a state of movement. That's why trying to change, bypass, or figure out how to like move yourself out of what you're feeling is the worst thing you could do. It blocks you, it stops you, it halts you. It's a false sense of being, which is why I always talk about the fact that I am never trying to move myself into any frequency. I'm never trying to move myself into high frequency. I just do what it is that I feel like doing next, not in a controlled state of I want to get out of this. So I'm going to sit and try to force myself into something else. That's not how we are designed to be naturally. If we are energy and we are in an energetic world, we are literally water floating in water. We are a raft floating in water. And the easiest way through any river is to just allow yourself to experience all of it, knowing that it's always changing and that none of it is you. So if you wake up and you're exhausted, who gives a shit? So what? Next? Are you going to have a temper tantrum and say that you're a lazy person and what's wrong with you? Why? You're on a raft going through the river. So what? You wake up and you're feeling this way. You wake up and you don't want to talk to your husband today. So what? We make things into such big ordeals. And I get it because it feels intense because we start to identify. Our whole lives, we've been programmed to identify with the water that we're in, the emotions, the thoughts, the behaviors, the beliefs, the relationships, the friendships, the jobs, the cars we drive, the money we have in our account. That's the water that we're literally moving through on our raft. We identify as it. It makes us believe that it creates worth in us. It creates status. It creates an inflated ego. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel bad, right? And so we attach. And then we're trying to control the river. I only want to feel this. I only want to feel this. You can't control the river. Have you lost your freaking mind? It's natural. It's nature. It is what it is. You can't control it. So then you find yourself in a state of suffering and struggle because you're trying to control something that the human has never been designed to control. And then when you try to control things, you're going to anchor that which you're trying to control into your reality. You're going to find yourself in a pattern, in a cyclical cycle of constantly trying to change something. You're going to pull your hair out because you're trying to get out of something, change something, fix something that you don't like, which is simply just a pattern that you have got yourself caught up in, like a one of those whirlpools, right? I hate this. I don't like this. I want to get out of this. How am I in this again? What did I do wrong? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you're identifying as it. Stop identifying as it. Just let it be. Befriend it. Befriend whatever it is that you can't stand, and then watch. You pull yourself out of the whirlpool, and then you start moving again. You start to move into a flow state. It's crazy. The more I live this human journey and the more I understand it through the lens of my experience, it seems so easy. Um, but I understand that it's not that easy, but it is so easy. And I always ask myself, like, Lorie, how are you here right now? Like, how did you figure this out? Like, how did you start doing this? And it's like, I just started doing it. I didn't read a book. There weren't steps that I practiced. I just showed up every day in the now. I just kept my eyes wide open. I just kept looking at everything and feeling everything. I just continue to be the scientist. I continue to just watch myself. I never shy away from anything. I'm always raw and vulnerable to everything. Show me more. What else do I need to see? Wow, look at what I did that. Look at how I did that. Look at how I responded to that person. Look at how I treated that person. All of it. Absolute, complete, authentic, vulnerable, raw with myself and with as many people in my world as possible, including you guys. Because the more that we can stop pretending and trying to be and putting certain things on the, behind the scenes, this I can share with people, this I can't. The more you do that, the more you're trying to control the river that you're going down. And the more that we can just be like, dude, this is what I did. This is what I said. This is what I felt. This is what I thought. And we stop making it a big deal. Then we realize that so many other people are experiencing it as well. And then you realize you're not crazy. You're not weird. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to try to control. Then we all just start floating down the river looking at each other like, yo, what's up? What'd you do today? Well, I screamed at this person. I ignored this emotion. I denied this. I was a victim around this. I was in lack for 24 hours. We just started talking about what's the human journey like for you. Big fucking deal. Excuse my language, but seriously, big deal. Yeah, it's intense. It's hard. It's challenging. Yes. Okay. Keep going. Float down the river. Scream. Have temper tantrums. Yell. We got to stop trying to pretend, anything other than what we're in. Because the world is going to continue to show us what we're in. PS.com. The world's going to continue to show us what we're in, and we're going to fight against it. Externally and internally. The world out there is going to continue to show us more chaos, more evil, more corruption. Over and over. It's in our faces all day long, and we don't want to see it. We don't. We don't want to see that there is so much corruption. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around the amount of corruption that is on this planet. The amount of evil that is on this planet is incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. It would bring most humans into a psychotic state, to be honest. So it has to be dripped slowly so that we can get used to being able to accept the corruption and the evil. And the reason that we have to be able to see it and accept it is that then we have an opportunity to recognize what we have been in. So we can choose to start to step out of it and no longer play in the fear or in the control and the manipulation, all of the things that we've been in. But it's being dripped to us. So when you say, when is this going to end? I don't want to be in this any longer. You better stop saying that, because this is a long time. This is long. We got a long ways to go. And you're learning how to be a courageous warrior. You're learning how to stand in all of this as a master. And so you're learning how to do this internally. If you're running from your own shadow, what the hell is going to happen when the deep, deep shadow of the collective, human collective out there starts to show itself, which it already has? Then you're going to start to run from that. Then where are you going to go? You're going to think you're unsafe in the world. You're going to have a huge amount of fear. You're going to break down. You're going to have stress and anxiety because things are imploding within you and they're imploding out there. We're designed to be able to go through this arms up in the air saying, bring it on. We've got this. I've got this. What else do you want to show me? Governments, corporations. What else do you got? What else do I want to show myself? I've got this. I can do this. I can see things. I can feel things. I can navigate. It's okay. I can see corruption. I can see manipulation. I can see control. What are you seeing in your own circle of friends? Do you see manipulation in your own circle of friends? Do you see deceit in your own circle of friends? Do you see lies? right? Do you see control in your own circle of friends? Most likely you are. In your own family, you're seeing it. Do you see it in your own self? And do you see it in the world in front of us? It's all a mirror. We're being shown everything that we have been in order to step out of it. And it is extremely heartbreaking to start to see the amount of deception, control, manipulation, lies, and evil in your own circle of friends and in the world. You want to say to yourself, why? Why? Why would this happen? Because the planet and the human collective chose to bring themselves into states of being thousands of years ago. And a lot of it wasn't really necessarily a choice. There were energies that came onto the planet that took over and has been running this planet for thousands of years. That's another story. Read the Divine Design. But we've been doing our best as warriors of light to come onto the planet and start pulling humanity out of the deception and the deceit and the lies and the manipulation and the mind control and the evil. So now you're here on the planet in this lifetime and you're starting to say, I don't want to be here. I don't want to see this. I don't want to experience this. Why is this happening? And it's like you forgot why you're here. You're here to stand in this fire. You're here to stand in this battle internally so that you can be stronger and stronger. Internally so you can be more empowered. The more you are a victim in your own life, the less powerful you're going to be for the human collective in order to serve them. Because if you are actually believing that you're a victim in your own life, then you sure as hell are going to be a victim in the external world. And we're here to not be victims. We're here to be creators. We're here to be masters. We're here to realize that none of this is who we are and that everything we can experience. It doesn't mean that it's easy to experience it. It doesn't mean that it feels good. It doesn't mean that we like it. We can hate it. We can have opinions about it. We can say this is not right. This is not good. This is not okay. Yes. And you simultaneously can recognize that you're not it. So you're experiencing something that is evil, that you do not like, that is horrific, that should not be. Yes. Yep. And you're not it. You're experiencing it. You're watching it. And there's a lens that you use that says, holy shit, this is showing me evil. This is showing me corruption. This is showing me aspects of this dark human collective cloud that we've been in. And sometimes it makes no sense. It's like, why? What's the point? Because more and more humans are going to see this. More and more humans are going to see it. And the more that humans see it, the more they can start to choose to step out of the behaviors, the amnesia, and the control. It's multi-layered what we're going through, you know? And so again, full circle, as full circle as it comes back to taking care of yourself, rest, right? How are you going to show up for the world and the people in your life if you are having a nervous breakdown, right? How are you going to be able to feel safe in a very unsafe world, perhaps, if you're not allowing yourself, if you're not giving your body what it's asking for? The more and more we can remember what we're doing while we simultaneously, oh my God, I didn't even notice my drink, same color as my sweatshirt. Watermelon juice. Black seeded watermelon juice. So freaking good. See all the seeds? Sorry, it's probably really annoying. I'm drinking. Thank you, Lars. I love when my drink matches my outfits. The seeds are good for you. Y'all realize, y'all, as if I, what the hell was y'all? You guys realize that if you're eating seedless watermelon, seedless anything, it's modified, it's GMO modified fruit. There's no such thing as an organic seedless watermelon. Watermelons are natural, they naturally have seeds. So if you're eating a seedless watermelon, you're eating something that has been modified with chemicals. So yesterday I was at the grocery store and it said organic seedless watermelon. I was like, that's impossible. That's like saying a natural, a human that's been born out of from a man and a woman, which is a seed, right? And then you're like, oh, this man and this baby was born without a man or a woman, and it's a real human. It's like that's impossible. How'd you create that? How'd you create that baby without a seed, without the sperm and the egg? How'd you create that? How did you create a watermelon without seeds? Makes no sense. What are you actually eating? And how in the hell is it organic? How is this baby an actual human if it wasn't created from an egg and a sperm? Please explain this to me. How did you take seeds out of a watermelon? How did you make it? They're made from seeds. They're naturally supposed to have seeds in it. This is how deeply programmed we are. We literally say, "Oh my god, it's an organic seedless watermelon. Yay." What the fuck? How'd you make it? And how in the hell is it organic? Please somebody explain this to me. Seriously, this is how programmed we are. It's so deep. It's so deep. And part of the programming is we're so exhausted. It's like we're so exhausted, we don't care. Like literally, Lorie, I'm just trying to survive right now. I don't care about seedless watermelons that are organic. It's crazy. It's so crazy. All right. Anything else? We're so exhausted we can't think straight. It's true. We wanna get so caught up in all these storylines and all these like, "Oh my god, what's coming next?" And, "Oh my god, what are the UFOs saying? What are the aliens saying? What's this? What's that?" It's like, how are you being in your everyday? Are you aware of the programming you're in? Are you aware of the manipulation and the mind control? And the only reason that this is important to pay attention to is because it empowers you. You start to become so empowered. That's why it's important to see it. You know, all these stories that we get caught up in with this happening and CERN doing this and these people doing this and UFOs and Palladians and Octurians telling us all these things that are coming and happening and all this stuff is I guess it's okay if unless you're still continuing to be unconscious to what you're in, what does it matter? You know, it's not necessarily creating an empowered state for you if you go back out and you just continue to kind of zombify yourself in this world. What's most important, in my opinion, personally, is not what higher dimensional beings are saying, and it's not what's coming in the future because nobody knows. So, who gives a crap what's coming in the future? What's most important, in my opinion, is what you're experiencing right here, right now, and how you're experiencing it. That's the most important thing. How much compassion are you giving yourself for what you're experiencing? Are you identifying with it? Are you aware of what you're thinking? Are you aware of what is being shown to you all the time? Are you aware of, seedless organic watermelon? What does that even mean? Are you thinking? Are you conscious? Right? How are you treating other people? How do you treat people in life? How are you treating your friends and families? What are you being in all day long? That's what's most important. All the other stuff is just fun things that you can watch like a movie. But we get so addicted to these stories. We get so addicted to this stuff because it pulls us out of the present moment. It pulls us out of what we're experiencing. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to look at it, right? We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to stay present. We have a responsibility to be in the now. We have a responsibility to keep our eyes open. We have a responsibility to critically think over and over again. We have a responsibility to be compassionate for ourselves. We have a responsibility to rest all the time. We have a responsibility to stop being in the deep programs. We have a responsibility to be okay with ourselves when we are. We have a responsibility to start loving humans more and more, having compassion and empathy for more humans. We have responsibility for so much. It's why we're here on the planet. We have a responsibility to stop trying to move into these enlightened samadhi states of being and just be human. How are you going to impact all of the humans around you if you're in some altered state of reality and it's not even real? You're not even able to function, like you're not even able to meet people where they're at because you're trying to get yourself into some altered high state wherever you like. What's that going to do? Jesus wasn't like that. Mahatma Gandhi wasn't like that, right? All of these humans that were masters on the planet, they didn't bring themselves into such a state that they couldn't relate to humans. No, they were relatable. They were here. They were human. They ate the foods, they drank the stuff, they engaged, they felt things. They didn't try to move into something. They just were who they were as that human experience because you want to know why? They knew they weren't any of it. Nothing scared them. Nothing rattled them. Think of the most courageous leaders. Think of the most miraculous masters that you've known to walk the planet. They weren't afraid of anything. They didn't try to get out of anything. They didn't try to run. They knew they weren't it. And we're designed to be able to do this now, not having to necessarily go away and master it in some meditative state. We're designed to be able to do this and to do what the masters did 10, 20, 50, 100,000 years ago. We're designed to be able to do it right here, right now in our everyday lives, which is why there is so much exhaustion because we're not able to go and sit in a meditative state for 7 hours a day or 12 hours a day and get to that state of knowing that you're not what you're experiencing. We are doing it through our daily lives. We are doing it as we pay bills. We're doing it as we take our kids to school. We're doing it as we are, eating foods that may not be the most healthy for us. We're doing it as we're having arguments with our husbands and wives. We're doing it in the now. Welcome to absolute exhaustion. We don't have the ability necessarily to walk away and go sit somewhere for days on end. That's why we're so courageous, because we are doing it in the action of being human. We're learning to be the master while we stand in all of this. So if you're exhausted, if you want to give up, if you're pulling your hair out, if you're like, I can't keep going, if you're saying, when is this going to end? Hooray, congratulations, you're doing it. Keep going. This is what it's designed to feel like and look like and be like, and you don't have to like it and you can fight against it. But you are here to be the warrior. You're here to be the master in the storm, in the fire, in the battle. And we need to hear this over and over and over and over and over and over again to remind us of the very simple remembrances that we hold within our own DNA that we forget every single day because the human journey is so intense and it's so heavy, it's so dense. So it's baby steps, little things that you can do for yourself and others throughout your day. A smile, somebody just smiling at you makes a difference. Saying hello to somebody that you don't know makes a difference, right? Giving yourself 5 minutes to take a shower or to take a bath or to go outside to feed yourself something delicious. I don't know. Do an exercise class that you haven't done. How can you take care of yourself? Lay in bed for 1 straight hour. Take care of you and take care of humanity right now. People need more smiles. They need more hugs. They need more hellos. They need more of that. more of it, not less. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. In the darkest moments, sing it out. I love that. Abso-freaking-lutely. Don't be afraid of what's being shown. Don't be afraid of what you're feeling. Don't be afraid of what you're seeing. Don't be afraid, you know? Try not to be afraid. And if you haven't gotten the divine design, an absolute holy cow um, activation, remembrance, coming home, go pick it up. You can find it online at all major retailers: Target, Walmart, Amazon, book something or other in other countries. It's on ebook, so it's on Kindle and paperback and hardback. And please reach out and let me know what your experience is with the book. I love reading everybody's comments. People are reaching out, and there's just so much that people are experiencing from it. It's a really deep remembrance of what we're doing here, and it doesn't take away your trauma, it doesn't take away your pain, it doesn't take away your suffering. But what it does do is it allows you to step into a state of ease and peace and grace, and it's almost like your shoulders drop a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, we're gonna be okay. This is actually a divine design. This whole thing is an actual divine design. And I get to have my human emotions around it, and I get to kick and scream and not like it perhaps. But I also know that there is something so much more beautiful that's happening. So please reach out if you've read it or if you are reading it, and let me know what your experience is. I really love hearing about your own personal experiences with it. I love you guys. I will see you next Tuesday for episode 17. I am doing a group coaching call this Friday in my online community, in my Patreon community, Evolve. And the group coaching call is where I bring people up on screen and I answer their questions. So it's usually about 90 minutes to 2 hours. And it's a great opportunity to connect with me and to get your questions answered. Also, it's a great opportunity to just hear what people are going through, and your own questions are answered through other people's questions. I would love for you to join us. The link to Evolve, my online community, is down below. That group coaching call is this Friday at 12 p.m. California time. I will see you next week, Untangled, episode 17. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. Thank you for being here. I love you. Mwah.